Hi guys, I'm Alex Cushman, and today I thought that I would give a few tips that I could have used when I started playing banjo. And so tip number one, and this is going to be the most important one for you to remember, is to practice. Practice is essential, especially when playing the banjo, because honestly, it's probably a more difficult instrument to play. If I don't practice a song for maybe 2 weeks to a month, I almost forget how to play it, just because it's muscle memory. It's all in muscle memory. It is especially hard to be able to maintain a proper muscle memory if you're not practicing. That is tip number one. Practice, practice, practice. One of the most helpful things you're going to have is just practicing rolls, which is essentially just 3 notes of a chord. It's really going to help you form that muscle memory that you need. Tip number 2 is to form good habits, because if you don't form good habits, you will be completely messed up way on down the road. It is totally so easy to get used to a bad habit and then just be really, really stuck to that bad habit. It's so hard to break. There's lots of bad habits I have that I probably shouldn't, that I try to fix. For example, a really bad habit to get into is to not have your ring finger and your little finger on the drum, which that is an essential one. A lot of people get it wrong, and you can even get by if it's just your little finger, but if you have no fingers on this drum, you will totally find it very hard to play. My third tip is to learn your chords. And that might seem like a really obvious tip for a stringed instrument, but it will be very useful for you to learn chord positions, as there are only truly 3 chord positions you need to know when you're playing the banjo. It's the F position, D position, which is very similar to the F position, and the bar chord. My 4th tip to you is learn your rolls. Like, forward roll is probably the most commonly used roll that you will use. There's the forward roll, the backward roll, and the forward backward roll. And those are just 3 really simple ones to learn, and I highly advise you learn each of those. Another tip is to maintain your nails. That's a really big one. If you don't keep your nails cut, it can actually really mess you up when you're fretting, and I mean that's like an essential for almost any stringed instrument. Another tip, and this one will be really helpful for you, is this actually helped me a lot. When you first learn the banjo, muscle memory is going to be really intense. What I recommend doing, what I did, is I got some very strong picks. For me at least, when I started playing the banjo, I found it very hard to get a loud sound out of whenever I plucked a string, because my fingers were so weak and they were moving in ways that I wasn't used to. What I recommend doing, and this really helped me to get my finger muscles to be able to pick harder, I recommend getting a thicker pick. Getting thick finger picks will be really, really useful for you. And then you can switch to more thin picks, and you'll still be able to get the same sound out of it. But I highly recommend using thicker picks when you're beginning, just so you can get that muscle memory. That's about it. And so that is my advice for beginning banjo players. I mean, there's tons more advice that I can give, but that's just the basics. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, and comment if you think I missed anything, or if you have some advice for beginning banjo players. Tell me if I did something wrong, and please subscribe. And that's it. Thank you.